I want to call Jonathan Yaniv out. Arana Nation wants to do that. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm calling you out, whatever you think you are. You think you're a woman? You really think you're a woman, big boy? You're a man, that's what you are. And you're about to get a man's lesson. That's what you're going to get. And you're going to get it courtesy of Arana Nation. How dare you? And I say, brothers and sisters, how dare you? How dare you lay your hands on my man, on my friend, and I do consider him a friend, David the menzoid Menzies. How dare you do that? How dare you lay your tacky-headed, your nasty, tranny hands on David the menzoid Menzies? How dare you do that, you tranny? How dare you do that? That's exactly what happened to David Menzies. This man, who I consider one of the most honorable people on the Rebel, and normally I don't recommend the rebel.media because I think it's too Zionist for me, but David is one of the people there that I actually respect, who I've worked with. I've worked very closely with him. We used to do a radio show together, the Rebel Yell, along with Kevin J. Johnston. This man, who is going to do his journalistic duties, which are enshrined in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, if I may say so. The right to journalism, the right to go after anybody of public importance and ask them any questions that they want. You do it to all sorts of people. It's a global Western right. You did it to Diana, Princess of Wales. You did it to Rob Ford. And Jonathan Yaniv is in the public eye, and he should be no exception. And David the menzoid Menzies, a great journalist, goes to see Jonathan to ask him why he thinks it's appropriate to send sexually explicit messages to underage children. And you know what the fool does? Takes a cane, a walking cane, and licks David with it 6 different times. Whacks him on the head, whacks him on the shin, whacks him all over his legs, whacks the camera out of his hands, and even though the police were called, the Royal Canadian Police Services, even though they were called, as far as I can see, Jonathan was not arrested. How is it, folks? How is it, patriots? Comrades, I need you to hear what I have to say. How is it right in this country that a man can be arrested for something as simple as having a taser and discharging it on the computer, but doesn't get arrested for not only sending sexually explicit messages to children, but also not get arrested by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police for assaulting a journalist for doing his job, a job which is protected by the Charter of Rights and Freedoms? How is this possible, brothers and sisters? How is this possible? How is this possible? I am pissed off. I'm mad as hell. You better believe it. You're lucky, Jonathan. You're lucky that hadn't have been me. You're lucky that hadn't have been me. You think you're a woman, but if you would have touched me with that fake-ass cane of yours, you would be on the ground crying for mercy. I can guarantee it. I'd rather go to jail, brothers and sisters. That's what I said. I'd rather go to jail, locked up, throw away the key. You can sit me there next to all the worst criminals on the planet, all the worst terrorists on the planet. I'd rather be in jail knocking stones because I knocked over Jonathan Yaniv for hitting me than allow this tranny to whack me for doing something that is protected under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. This is unacceptable. I'm trying to get a hold of David Menzies. I believe one of my contacts may have his number, but this is unacceptable. This is wrong. This is wrong. David, you should have fought back. David, my brother. David, this is the Commander-in-Chief of Arana Nation. I'm telling you, why, brother, did you not fight back? Why? 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 You let that tranny attack you? I want you to look at the video clip, brothers and sisters. Go to the rebel.media. You will see it's one of the most recent videos. David being abused and assaulted, beaten like a dog, beaten like a stray mongrel dog on the street. for asking Jonathan Yaniv why he sent sexually explicit messages to children. Canada, we got a problem. We can't let this person run free on the streets, this Jonathan Yaniv. This person needs to be arrested. This person needs to have the worst treatment. He's a danger to children. He's a danger to journalists. And I say David's charter rights and freedoms were assaulted. His rights were assaulted. And the RCMP for not arresting Jonathan isn't complicit with that. Now, if they did arrest him, then I take that back. But this person sends sexually explicit messages to children. This man who thinks he's a woman, Jonathan Jessica Yaniv, sending sexually explicit messages to children. We've heard the recordings. You can see them on YouTube and BitChute and everywhere. And then on top of that, brothers and sisters, apart from sending sexually explicit messages to children and inviting children, underage children, to go to a topless pool party, not getting punished for that, now has the right to assault, beat David, a journalist, out there on public property. He wasn't on private property. He wasn't on he was on public premises grounds, and he was beaten. He was beaten worse than the black marchers were beaten down in Selma, Alabama, during the height of Jim Crow, when they themselves were fighting for their rights. David was beaten by this tranny, and we need to fight back! We need to fight back! So I'm telling you, first of all, I don't want anybody to hurt this individual, because that comes back on me, as much as I wish that would happen, but don't do it. First of all, we need to send messages to David Menzies to say that we stand by him. Comrades in arms, we stand by him. But we also have to pressure law enforcement to arrest Jonathan Yaniv and investigate these sexually explicit messages that he sent to children. Because if he won't talk to the media, then we have to send the law on him. These are children. This is wrong. The media has a right to ask him about it. And he has no right to attack David on the streets of Vancouver in the Surrey area for doing his job. He doesn't have a right to do that, brothers and sisters. He doesn't have the right. And I say, I'm calling you out, Jonathan. Come on, let's do an interview. Come on. As a matter of fact, I have a better idea. You patriots need to donate to me. If y'all donate enough money, I can fly down to Vancouver area and I'll go ask Jonathan those questions that David tried to ask Jonathan. I'll ask him. I won't go on private grounds. I'll do everything that is within the law, but I will ask him, hey, Jonathan, why are you sending sexually explicit messages to children? Hey, Jonathan, why do you feel it's right to lock down salons for not giving you female services? Hey, Jonathan, why do you think it's right to attack David Menzies when he's doing his journalistic duties? And let Jonathan try and come after me with a stick. Let Jonathan try to do that, because I ain't David. I ain't European Canadian. All right? I'm Caribbean Canadian. I will fight you back. I will fight you back. I will defend myself. Come after me with a stick. Come on after me. I ain't gonna let no white try to come after me with no stick. I'll fight you back. I'll fight you back. I will fight you back. And I'll be arrested by the RCMP with a big old smile on my face, because I know that my honor has been protected. This is the Arana Nation. And let's say, Viva David Menzies. Viva! We stand with you, brother. We stand with you.